So what if I told you that the biggest threat to your portfolio is not inflation, it's not interest rates, or even the Fed, but it's ignoring the quantum leap that's happening right under Wall Street's nose? Rigetti Computing, the ticker RGTI, isn't just another speculative play, it's a backdoor bet on rewriting some of the rules of reality. And today, we're going to be tearing open the playbook. But first, before we dive in here, this quantum rabbit hole can get pretty intense, and let's address the elephant in the room. Why do we even chase stocks like Rigetti? Is it the greed? Is it the ambition, the hype? Or are there existential dreads that we have on Monday that we're just like, let's just go into Rigetti stock? No. Speaking of dread, actually, I have this ear infection. If you have any alternative solutions to that, drop below some alternative medicine. It's my right eardrum. It's kind of mimicking the AMD volatility ahead of these earnings. So AMT's dropping their numbers today as well. So we'll see how that does in earnings. And if you're tired of watching the AI boom from the sidelines, and if you want to see exactly how I'm positioning for 2025's $1 trillion quantum and AI payouts, hit the second link below. That's Stockmate, where you get live access to my trades, my entries, my exits, and unvarnished truth about what's working right now. So yes, this is something that we have there is a sale, and it's a discount that I'm excited to offer you guys. It's the second link down below. Take a look. So let's get into Rigetti stock. There's a lot of great companies to be looking at in the quantum space. You got IONQ, you got QBTS, you got QUBT. A lot of these companies are invested in and backed by companies like NVIDIA, IBM, as well as Google, and definitely Microsoft. When we recently went to CES, we got to get involved in some discussions directly with some Microsoft executives, IONQ, and IBM executives, as well as some doctors, some I think PhDs as well that were there. But remember, just because we go to the events and just because we get some solid information doesn't really change the reality of the rest of the market. Because while I could share the information about some of the developments, how they're so much more efficient than GPUs, or how they're actually being used right now, and there's a lot of real world applications that we can go into, especially related to peptide protein binding, which is going to play a key role. You even saw Sam Altman and Larry Ellison talking about that recently, I believe at the White House, ahead of that Stargate $400 or $500 billion funding. But on top of that, you know, I could share with you, but we also got to look at the reality of the market and what's happening. One of the key things we'll see is the usage that goes down, because Rigetti is available to use on AWS. So a huge company is Amazon's AWS that powers and allows a lot of companies to run. It processes a ton of data. You could look at Netflix running on AWS, even Robinhood, which is an investment platform. There's a lot of companies running on AWS. And part of why is because AWS has the best cloud infrastructure, some of the best cloud infrastructure, as well as data storage and tapping into GPUs. And then in this case, QPUs, quantum processing units through the cloud. So while that's great, we have to see what the usage looks like. Because one thing that has been an article is some downtime. I don't know if we could see it in oftentimes I've been seeing some downtime on people saying that when they're trying to use Rigetti computers over the cloud, they're finding that there's quite a lot of downtime, meaning it's taking a couple days or even weeks to get answers back from their problems that they are proposing to AWS or to Microsoft. When you look at some of the companies that are going to play the biggest role, the one with the least amount of downtime right now is QBTS. And that's going to be an interesting one, D-Wave, which we're covering on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. But with Rigetti stock, part of why they're getting a lot of, you can even see D-Wave, Quantum Computing, and Rigetti, it says they slipped on trade war fears. I saw that article from Barron's yesterday. And the reality is they're not slipping anywhere near close. I don't know where that article came out, because they pushed up above this resistance yesterday and they're holding above it, and now it's looking more bullish. And that's, I don't know where that article is coming from there, but especially with, there are trade wars though. There are trade wars that's happening for sure. And we're going to get more into that. But when we look at the market cap of Rigetti, it's 3 billion. If you look at the market cap of a company like D-Wave, it's just around 2 billion. If you look at a company like, I think it was IONQ, they had more of like a $9 billion market cap. So they're kind of on the lower end of the market cap place, which is good. It just means that they have some catching up to do, and also their financials are still getting there. We saw that they are improving and they're getting better. And if you look at the quarters, you can see the net income kind of increasing, net income increasing, net income increasing there. So they were really improving on net income, but the revenue and the earnings per share just haven't been able to really break through. So that's one of the key things. So we'll see. They have their earnings coming soon, I believe. Rigetti stock earnings is going to be that's going to be quarter 3/13. So we got another month basically before they're going to have their earnings report. I want to know about their usage over the cloud and how much usage we're seeing, because that's going to impact their revenue big time. So we'll see what that looks like. And then as far as the technicals, right now it's been holding above this previous resistance. Right now it's kind of knocking down a little bit here to this 1350 range. And what I'd like to see is that it does bounce. If it validates this, you can start to see this moving average move. RSI MACD not fully oversold, but definitely a little bit crossing over here. But if it holds at this previous resistance here that's starting to develop, then you're getting into this consolidation area as well, where we saw these spikes up to $16. Today we got a spike up to 15, but the key is that we'd want to see it reach some previous highs. So we'll see what happens. Definitely going to be looking for this type of move that continues, but we need a little more confirmation. It's got to stay above this level, or is it just going to continue this consolidation sideways that it's been doing for 3 weeks now? I'd like to see it start to make its break up, but either way, it's healthy to see it kind of stabilize after this sell-off from the big run from $2 to $21. We had that sell-off from Jensen, that comment that impacted the industry big. And so now we're consolidating. If it does stay, we could see new levels of 20% or higher up to here, that $16 range again. Would be very nice to see. So I'll keep you guys updated. We'll be trading it market live open, depending on how my ear's feeling tomorrow. But I believe we will be live early in the morning. And if you guys would like to be there and watch our entries and our exits, then I would encourage you to check out that second link down below to join Stockmate before our market open session tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.